Sun Yaodong, China's last eunuch, lived a life filled with untold stories and hardships. Born in 1902 into a poor peasant family in Tianjin, his parents initially worked as village tutors, allowing Sun to receive a few years of free education and acquire some basic literacy. Unfortunately, due to social turmoil, his parents lost their jobs and were reduced to beggars. With several children to feed and no means of survival, his parents reluctantly decided to send him to the imperial palace to become a eunuch. In those days, castration and entry into the palace promised a lifetime of food and shelter, and with the right opportunities, one could even rise to a position of power, as exemplified by figures like Li Lianying and Xiao Deshang. For the Sun family, this seemed like a promising path. However, the family was so impoverished that they could not afford a professional castrator, and Sun's father resorted to a crude and brutal method. Without proper tools or medicine, Sun Yaodong fainted immediately after the procedure. Despite the poor medical conditions, he survived without infection and woke up 3 days later. But upon waking, he learned the devastating news that the emperor had abdicated and China had become a republic, ending the imperial era. Sun was heartbroken, yet he clung to a sliver of hope, dreaming that one day, he might still enter the palace. Not long after, through an introduction, Sun Yaodong met He Duan, a eunuch serving Prince Chun. After some inquiries, he helped Sun secure a position in the household of Zitao, the younger brother of Prince Chun, and uncle of Puyi, the last emperor. After serving in Zitao's household for a year, Sun was introduced to the imperial palace, where he officially became a eunuch. Starting with menial tasks, Sun's experience in Zitao's household made him cautious and adept at flattery, earning him the favor of his superiors. He was steadily promoted, eventually catching the attention of Empress Dowager Duankang. She assigned him to the opera troupe, and later transferred him to the administrative office, where he managed maids and clothing. A few years later, Sun was assigned by Puyi to serve Empress Wanrong. In 1924, when Puyi and others were expelled from the palace by Feng Yuxiang and returned to Prince Chun's mansion, Sun continued to care for Wanrong there. Later, when Puyi went to the Japanese embassy and Wanrong followed, Sun lost his master, marking the end of his life as a eunuch. Unable to perform heavy farm labor, he initially relied on his brothers for support. He later moved to Xinglong Temple, a gathering place for eunuchs, where he survived by collecting scrap. After the founding of the People's Republic of China, Sun Yaodong and over 40 other eunuchs were housed in Wansu Xinglong Temple, receiving a monthly government subsidy of 16 yuan. After settling there, Sun began formal employment, managing temples in Beijing and earning a monthly salary of 35 yuan. Due to the physical and psychological differences between eunuchs and ordinary men, Sun, out of a sense of dignity, never bathed for the last 30 years of his life. In 1996, Sun Yaodong passed away peacefully at Guanghua Temple at the age of 96. Please follow me to know more stories of ancient China. Thanks.